Wow, way better role. Way better.
Like, love it. I'm like, ready?
Okay.
This is Haley.
And this is Bailey, and you're listening to Text Me When You Land. Welcome back to another episode of Text Me When You Land while Haley is sitting there texting.
I'm authentic. I just typed in on my phone, bird with a feather on his head. Why did I do that? Because I feel like I look like I had this piece, if you're watching, I have this weird, what is this?
Alfalfa sprout.
It's
an alfalfa sprout.
Alfalfa? Isn't that a vegetable? Or
an alfalfa sprout. I don't know, but it's definitely not a vegetable.
It's like a wheat. It's a seed. Yeah. I fed it to Olive.
Yeah, that's what it's called, an alfalfa sprout.
I love how you were like making fun of me, and I'm like, it's
not a vegetable.
I know, but I was trying to think of the word.
Okay, fair. I would have not guessed that. I didn't know exactly what it was, so Okay, I made
sorry. Anyway,
too.
we can. Anyway, Bailey, what's new with you?
I just got my nails done, which was really exciting because I feel like I have kind of slacked on that recently, and it feels really good. I feel like a new person.
I love having my nails all pretty. It just feels so good.
It's so nice. It's also like I feel like when I take like little photos, like it's so silly, but like my nails aren't done. I'm like, ew, this is not.
I know. I hide my
nails are just
nails.
nice.
I'll be like, look at my cup. Don't look
with your hands all hood. Yeah.
I'll be like, how's it going? That's so true. Having your nails done, it's just you feel so put together. I've been in the process of planning my friend's baby shower. It's not a baby shower because it's her second baby, so it's a sprinkle.
A sprinkle. That's fun.
Sprinkle. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
I know. It was funny. I was telling my sister, I was like, so are you coming? Because she's like, I'm invited. And I'm like, yeah, you are. And I'm like, you have to come. And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, you gotta come and support me on this. Like, it's a party. She's like, it's a sprinkle. It's supposed to be. I'm like, but I need you there as support. Like, I don't know any of these people. She's like, okay.
Please come. Please.
It's weird throwing a party for people you don't know. Is that like I don't know. Anyway, I don't mind it. Like, I volunteered to do it. I want to. But it's like, I don't know you. I don't know you.
Yeah. That'll be fun, though. Maybe you'll meet some new friends. No. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe.
Haley just staring at me, blank face. She's like,
I love making new friends. All right, Bailey. So I have to ask you a question.
Ready?
Do you think opposites attract?
Me over here with just never a basic answer. Yes.
Nope. You have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
You do?
I do, yeah. I think opposites attract, but big things should be like morals and that kind of stuff is really important. But I think having differences is good too. Yes, because I think if you're the exact same person and you're like actually together, I think it usually doesn't work out as well. My opinion.
Interesting. I like your perspective on that. I was researching just like if there's like science behind it or like studies done. I mean, there have been, obviously, but they say that opposites don't attract.
Interesting. My parents, I feel like, are super different in certain things, but when it comes down to like the big core, like main
core
things,
values.
they're very core values are very similar. But like my dad was more shy, my mom was more outgoing, like things like that, where I feel
that's
like they complemented each other in that way. So that's what I mean when I think yes, they do, because like I think there's things that you're different on, but I think the big things are really important to like see eye to eye on.
I totally agree, and I think is with opposites, like whether if it's in a friendship or a relationship, you said something huge, is that core values is really what it comes down to. And that's what religion, politics, social, but more spiritual, I guess, religion.
What about like,
spiritual.
I never know what to call this and I should totally know, but like more holistic or what's the word? Like where you're
like medicine.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can
health practices.
You can grow together and like you can have, but
lifestyle,
like certain things, lifestyle. Yeah, like lifestyles have similarities.
No, that's a huge one. I didn't even think about that. Lifestyle is huge. I definitely have seen a lot of couples who have opposite like religion views, and like, ooh, the show Love is Blind. I remember there was a couple, there was one guy who was an atheist and a girl who was Christian. And atheist is where you do not believe in any God. You don't believe there's any of that. And then Christian, you believe in God. And that is such a core value for some people, especially because she was like, this will be a part of my life. And he was like, I don't believe that. And they tried to make it work, but it was really hard for them, and they ended up breaking up. And so that's one of those things that I think, but like Bryce, he loves black licorice. I hate black licorice. That
Yeah,
I
like
think is
things like that.
okay.
It was funny too because when me and you sat down, I feel like we were trying to go over things like that we were alike on and things we weren't. And there were things that we don't have alike, but then a lot of the things were like, wait, but we both like that. We both like that. So I think it's like a
I
balance.
was
And I
so
feel like
confident too that we were going to be opposites on it. I was like,
you're like,
Gilmore
darn
Girls are
it.
friends, and you're like
And I was like,
friends. I was like,
friends.
dang it. Yeah, it's just those little things. And we
And you
actually
were
have
like,
a
how do
list
you
of
pronounce this? And I'd say, and you'd be like, darn it. Or you'd be like, it was funny. It was definitely a fun thing to
caramel
go
or
over.
caramel.
Yeah, it's fun though. I think it's a really fun thing to do, like sitting down with like a friend or like somebody you're with and like just going through these funny things, like list of like movies or whatever it is, like these little things, and see like what do you have in common, what do you not. Like there's gonna be things, obviously, you're not gonna have every single thing in common, but it's interesting to see like which is
Yeah.
more.
I'm also curious to see, like, I know some people have different core values and are happily together or friends. And I mean, that definitely is a thing. But I remember when we first met and I was asking you if you watched any TV shows, and you're like, yeah. And I was like, do you watch Schitt's Creek? And you're like, no. And I was like, do you watch any, what are those? What are the trash TV shows? What are they called?
Like Bravo? I don't know what the like
Yeah,
what
like the Housewives or the
yeah,
Kardashians. What
yeah.
are those called? What are those called?
Reality TV
Reality. Thank
shows?
you. I was like, what is that? Yeah, you're like, I don't really watch those. And then you did get into the Kardashians. I was
I
like,
did, yeah.
yeah.
You
We
were
have
like, and
something.
you were like quoting movies, and I was like, yep, nope. And you're like, you literally said to me after a while being friends, you're like, I really didn't think we were gonna be friends. And I was like,
Yeah, I
well,
was like,
prove
he's
that
like,
one wrong.
my family has had an idea of doing a dinner where we only talk in movie and TV show quotes.
It
And
wouldn't make it through.
I literally thought that if Bailey sat down with us at that dinner, she'd just be like, huh,
Ha ha ha,
huh,
funny.
what? She'd be right over your head. But
I
it's just funny how
quoted
those things work.
yeah, and I quoted SpongeBob recently. I don't know why or how I remembered it. And then I texted you and I was like, I just quoted it and somebody knew what I was talking about. I was like, success. I didn't watch SpongeBob in like years either. I don't know why that out of all
Oh, I
things.
watched SpongeBob religiously as a child.
Yeah, I watched it a lot
very
when I was
into
younger.
that and Hannah Montana. Love
Oh,
Hannah
obsessed
Montana.
with Hannah Montana. Loved Hannah
So good.
Montana.
Yeah. So we have a list of this or that's. Feel free to
Play along?
like play along with us as we go
Yeah.
through it. But we definitely have opposites where Bailey and I disagree or agree or whatever. And we'll post the list on our stories on our Instagram. So go follow us. It's Text Me When You Land, acronym TM.
TMWYL.
Thank you, Bailey.
TMWYL podcast.
All right. So Bailey is an avid coffee drinker, and
Coffee.
I'm all about the lemon water.
I'm here with my empty coffee cup next to me, actually, right now.
Actually, I have a protein shake. Does that count?
Not as coffee, but you know.
Unless I put coffee in it.
Yeah.
I am married. Bailey is.
I am dating.
I don't want to say dating. You have a boyfriend. I have a husband. You have a boyfriend.
Oh yeah, dating's like I'm out and about dating.
Bailey's dating.
I have a boyfriend. Long-term boyfriend.
This one's a huge one I've noticed for a lot of people. Exercising at home or exercising at like a public facility.
I exercise usually out.
Yeah, well, that's probably because you live in an RV, right? Too.
Yeah.
But even if you didn't live in an RV, would you still probably work out outside?
My dad is building a gym at our house right now. He's turning the garage into like this really nice gym. And I decided when we're home, I'll do like probably most of the time at the gym with like Evan or like my dad or whatever. Like I'll do the gym, but I think twice a week I'll still go to Pilates or do something like that just to get out and keep that.
What's your dad's membership fee?
You know, like $500 a week.
Sold. I'll be there. Count me in. I better come with a personal trainer.
Come on all over. Come on over anytime.
Come on all over.
Come on all over. We're getting a sauna and a cold plunge. So
You're
have
getting
I
a
not
cold.
have I not showed you pictures of it? Like they're doing like,
No,
oh, it's so cool. They like took out all the garage sale, ordered all new equipment,
I
and did
was
like
just looking at cold
big
plunges, and now,
mirrors.
oh my gosh, I'm coming over.
I have to show, after this, we're going to show you pictures because it's super cool what they're
Oh
doing.
my gosh, yeah, I literally was looking at cold plunges, and then all my ads now are for
Or cold
that and
plunges, yeah,
saunas. That's so
yeah,
funny. Maybe it's because of you. Maybe it's because of you.
maybe.
Anyway, all right. Bailey is an only child, and I am not.
I am. I'm an only child. We did a podcast on that. It was really fun. And actually, recently, I told somebody, I was like, oh, I'm actually an only child. And she was like, oh, so you're spoiled? And I was like, why? Is that the first thing you
They said
say?
that.
Yeah.
They said
I
that.
was like, yeah, I was like, oh, they said something like that. I can't remember, but it was very much like, I was taken back
Oh,
and I was like
and so
laughing. I was
you're
like,
rude.
it's like, no, but I said this in the podcast where we did this topic. I was like, I always get, oh my God, I would have never guessed you were an only child. And I was like, compliment, but also not. I don't know. Both.
It
Thank you.
just really depends. There's a lot of stereotypes behind that. That's so.
Yeah, there are.
Who would? Oh my gosh, people, man. Well,
People.
do you? How often do you think you tell people that?
Kind of often, I feel like, actually. More often than you'd think.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like being an only child has really affected your life?
100%. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
think it has a lot to do with like who I am, and I think there's a lot behind it. I think there's things I understand. And I think I am really, really, really close with my parents because I'm an only child. Don't get me wrong, if I had siblings, maybe it would be the same. But I think that has a big factor in being able to talk to my parents as many times as I do a day because it's only me. But like, I also think there's things I don't understand, like the sibling thing. Like, there's things like we always say, like jokes usually go over my head because I wasn't raised with like having siblings around. I always hung out with friends, but yeah, I think it's a big, I always talk about this in our podcast. There's so many things, but I don't know. I actually, now I've decided we were talking recently and I was like, I love being an only child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Hey, this is kind of funny because your new news was about nails.
What? Oh, I get my nails done at a salon and you put press on nails on.
I do press on ever since COVID. I haven't been able to, and then I moved on top of that, and so I'm finding someone who you like to do your nails, but then also I don't have a normal routine of being in town usually every 4 weeks or whatever, and so finding that new person, like if you're not in the same spot, that's hard. I also had a bad experience with someone doing my nails, and I just was like, no.
Yeah,
So I
I
really
know.
like the press
I've
ons.
gotten. I get that. I feel like I went back and forth. Like last year, I tried the press-ons, but I'm still such a like. I'll do them
Well,
occasionally. I just like really
aren't your
love.
nails real? You don't have acrylics.
Yeah, yeah. I have
So
like really
that's
long nail beds.
Well, and that's the thing too. I think that's really cool is that because it's your natural nail, I think that would make it easier to do like going to a salon as opposed to finding like with longer nails. I mean, your nails aren't long; they're probably medium, right?
Yeah, they're short right now.
Or
Actually, I feel like, but yeah,
oh, are they?
if you're
Okay. Well,
watching,
I feel like it'd be hard to do press-ons with a medium length nail because it'd be like coming
yeah,
out, you know.
yeah.
It's just interesting the preferences with that. Oh, this one's really fun. I think this is interesting too. Pool versus the ocean.
The ocean. I feel like that's it, and you like the pool more.
The ocean. I love how you
The
said
ocean.
that. The
I love to go for a
ocean.
little ocean swim. I'm always like, is it an ocean swim? Is it like a beach swim? Is it a sea swim? Like, I don't know what to call it, but we like the
What's the
ocean.
difference?
I don't know, but whenever I story, I'm always like, which one do I say?
Oh, I see. You're just like, what do I say? Call it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
like
okay. I
what do you
thought you were
call
saying
it?
there's a difference between an ocean swim and a
No.
sea swim.
No.
That's funny. Yeah, I think I really am trying to like the ocean more. When I was a kid, I got really hurt in the ocean several different occasions, and that really scared me. And then also I get really itchy. I'm really sensitive to the salt water. My skin gets kind of rashy from it if I don't rinse it off like right away. And I don't like it how it's cold. But like when I went to Florida and I was in Siesta Key, the water was so warm and it wasn't as irritating to my skin. I think it was because it was on the Gulf side, so it was like more tropically based than the Atlantic side. I really like the ocean there. But I think if I had
Do
to
you go
pick a
swimming in
default,
Hawaii in the ocean?
yeah, yeah, sometimes.
That was hesitant.
I had to think about it because I'm like I did go. I went snorkeling and but I don't think I do as often just because it's really cold and I don't like that shock at first. So
I feel like it's
I and
so
there's a
warm
pool.
compared to California, so that I'm like, it's warm. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm used to
Mhm.
California, I feel like Hawaii is warm. And
Yeah,
then I
where the
feel like
water's
Florida is super
cold.
warm compared to California water, at
I
least.
am a skier. You're a snowboarder. When was the last time you went snowboarding?
Oh, we were just talking about this because we have season passes for next year because we got them during COVID. I think I've told you this, right? We got them during COVID. We only used it once, and then we like something happened and they renewed it. So now we got to pick this year and next year. So we picked next year after the Olympics because we can't snow. Well, Evan can't snowboard right now, which has just led to us not going to the snow often.
That makes sense.
So I think it's been
For
like
what
2 years.
What
What?
resort? What resort?
It's the Icon Pass, so we can go to different ones.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, so we were like talking about maybe next winter doing a lot of snowboarding time just to, since we
Have you
have the
ever
season
skied?
passes. I did. I skied from 3 to 13, and then I switched to snowboarding at 13.
What
So
made
I
you
can
want
do
to
both.
switch?
For my 13th birthday, we did a snowboarding lesson with all my friends. And then from there, I think just like in high school and everything, all my friends snowboarded. So I just kept with it
Do you like it
from
more
there.
than skiing, or do you like
I
skiing?
do. I like snowboarding more, but I would go.
I
I
want
haven't
to try
skied
it
in
so
so long.
bad.
It's so fun. It's hard at first just getting the hang of it. It's like a weird feeling. But once you get the hang of it, I think it's so fun. I'm definitely like I love it. It's super fun. I think you'd have fun with it.
Yeah, I definitely want to try it. I used to longboard in high school, and so Bryce doesn't think it'd be that like hard of a transition for me, but I am used to being since I'm a skier, I'm used to being able to have my body straight rather than sideways. So,
It's the like feeling like falling out. I always feel like at first is like the weird thing cuz like on a longboard you can like you have more balance where on this it's like you're on snow so it's like you quickly can like go out. But once you kind of get the feel of it, I feel like
oh.
yeah, it's interesting. But it's really fun. I
Have you
love
ever
it.
tried those snowboard sleds?
What do they look like? I don't think so.
It's like so it's like a sled, but it's not. They're smaller, and then it kind of looks like a what are those ones that you use on the water?
Like a
A
wakeboard?
wakeboard. It's kind of like that, but where you're not like attached to it. Like they have areas you put your feet in. It looks like a kid snowboard almost, but it's small. I don't know if that was maybe similar.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. I can't picture it right now. Have you
Mm,
wakeboarded? You haven't wakeboarded, right?
mm-mm,
Okay.
no.
It's interesting to hear what you grew up doing. Like I grew up wakeboarding and snowboard or like skiing and what everyone does is so interesting. Or like Evan grew up surfing and like I didn't grow up doing as much like ocean things. I did lake
Yeah,
things.
I did
So
not know how good of a skier Bryce is. Holy crap. We had went skiing. So last year was the first time we went skiing together, and I had no idea. Like he is so good. I was like, "Who is this?" I felt like we were dating because I was like, "I didn't know this about
that's
you."
so
Like
fun.
what? It's so
That's
cool.
so fun.
I'm like, you're kind of hot right now." What?
We need to all go for sure next year.
For sure, that'd be so fun. This is a good one too. Hotel or Airbnb?
Okay, when we talk, I feel like we talked about this a little, and I was like, well, we do more Airbnbs right now, but I don't know if I'd like pick that over a hotel. But I do more Airbnbs right now. Like we don't do hotels very often.
I'm the same thing, but the opposite. Yeah, I noticed that with international experiences, I would much prefer, I think, a Airbnb so I could actually like for Paris, I love staying in an Airbnb because I actually felt like I was a part of the culture and like the style and you really get to immerse yourself in it. But like I haven't really considered it too much for in the United States. Like we did it for when we went to Florida with you and that was good, but I definitely like my default is to do a hotel.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So we did talk a little bit about exercising. So you said you did it away and then versus home, but cardio versus weightlifting.
When we talked about this, you were like, no, you're more cardio now. And I think if you would have asked me like 2 months ago, I would have said, absolutely not. I hate cardio. But now I like, it's
I love
so
how
weird.
much
It's
cardio you
so
do. It's
weird.
so inspiring.
It's so weird how much I like it now. Like I crave it. It's like my body is like, I need to get out and like run and move. And it's like the switch between hating it and loving it was so like, once I was consistent for just like a short amount of time, it was crazy.
Well, there's a lot of things with that. I think one is that you did it for your own self, not for like I don't know. There's one thing when you're like, okay, I have to do cardio right now, but you were doing because you wanted to. You wanted to get out, and you there's a difference there. But then also, you started feeling that shift inside of you with your like anxiety, and you're like, oh, I'm kind of feeling a little like I need to get out of the RV, and so that helped you kind of find balance again. And so you actually, I really want to start trying to run and do more jogging and stuff like that and cardio for sure. But I mean, I just need to power through.
Yeah, I feel like too something that helped me and I like really want to do. I have to think of it, but like I think it'd be so fun. Like some way we push each other. Like I've had so many people reach out and be like, "I'd love to do this," and like challenge myself. And I will say the one thing that got me through the first few weeks when it's like the hardest, like getting a new routine and being out of your comfort zone and all those things, was that I did a challenge on social media. Like that sounds silly, but because I do that, obviously, as like I'm always posting. I was like, why don't I do a challenge? And I think that kind of helped me like get past that point of like where I could have turned back, because I was like, well, I already committed. Like I'm already sharing this. I want to follow through. And now it's like I got past that and like it held me
Well, it helps
accountable.
keep you,
And
that's what I was going to say. It helps keep you
yeah,
accountable.
like I think even like each other, like if we had something fun that was like once you're ready to start running, like we held each other accountable. It's not like you have to run this crazy amount. Like that is not my thing. Like I am very like do what you like feels best. Like
Do
I
you
walk
ever like
sometimes during my runs.
run, like fast,
Like
like really
fast?
fast?
No, it's more like no. I'm a slow
Like you
runner.
keep
I
the
call
same
myself a slow.
pace?
Yeah. I
Okay.
definitely am not like I'm not I feel like maybe if you're like on a track you do sprints and stuff, but I'm like that's not my thing. Maybe one day, but like right now like my biggest thing going into it was like I am not going to go into this and go like crazy where I feel like I'm going to like throw up or I don't feel good or I'm going to hate it. Like I want to like this. And after I talked to like a PT person, they were like, you should baby step, like do a mile and then do this. Like people try and do it all at once and then you end up like getting hurt or not liking it. And I think that's where
That's
like
true. You
a
go too
lot,
extreme.
yeah. Which don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, when I first started, I was going every day and I learned I cannot do that right away. So, I learned my lesson on that one.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, it's really fun hearing all these little this or that's. I mean, there's only so many things that we can probably this or that on. I mean, we have so much in common. So it was definitely interesting finding those things that were like, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. And so we'll definitely post this on our stories on Instagram for you to try it, share your responses. It's so fun to be able to hear from you guys. And it's interesting to hear that also Bailey thinks that opposites do attract. And I actually never answered that question. I guess I wouldn't say. I don't know. I don't know.
Because you said you and
Hmm.
Bryce have things you don't, like you're different on at the beginning. I can't remember what it was. Oh, you
I
said
yeah,
no.
I mean, if I had to say yes and no, like if I made you say yes or no, I think I'd say no. I don't think opposites attract. So that's something we're opposite on.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
but
I'd be
I think
curious
that's just
what
because
people think.
do you think opposites attract?